Hey friends, let's talk about some big words that sound very doctory but are very important from a health and wellness standpoint. Homeostasis and allostasis. Now, homeostasis, that's keeping your internal environment stable. Now think about your thermostat at home. Maybe you have it set for 68 degrees. When your house gets too hot, it kicks in and turns on the air conditioning to cool it back down to 68. Now, when your house gets too cold, someone left the back door open in winter, it kicks in and it turns the heater on to get it back to that 68-degree level. Same thing happens in your body. Now, our body temperature is about 98.6 on average, and if we're too hot or too cold, it's going to do something to create some changes. Maybe we're going to shiver to create some body heat when we're too cold. Maybe we're going to perspire if we get too hot. So it's there to make changes. And it's not just about temperature. How about blood sugar regulation or hydration? If I go out and exercise on a hot day, or if you do, you're going to need to perspire and you're going to need to drink more water. Your body's going to create a thirst so that you can add water and electrolytes into your system so that you are well hydrated. And it's that homeostatic system that does that for you to keep things in balance. Now, allostasis is very similar, but it is changes over time. Let's say you're sleeping, your heart rate, resting heart rate's about 60 beats a minute, and you wake up and you put on a pair of running shorts and a t-shirt, you put on your running shoes, you head outside and you start jogging up and down the street. Now, as you do that, if your heart rate just stayed at 60 beats a minute, you'd have some problems. So as you're exercising, the allostasis says we need to raise his heart rate so we can pump more blood to the muscles. We need to increase his respiration rate so we get more oxygen to all the tissues. So you're working harder, your heart's beating faster, your lungs are working more. And that adaptation over that period of time is allostasis. So it also releases endorphins in your brain. That works as a pain reliever when you run too much. And that's the beauty, that runner's high. We always want to get that when we're exercising. That's part of the wonderful byproducts. But here's the thing. Stress can throw off our homeostatic and allopathic systems, allostasis systems, significantly when we're under stress. Maybe it's because we're not sleeping well. Poor sleep. Remember, our body heals when we sleep, so we need to get in that deep restorative sleep every day. When we're eating an unhealthy diet, we're not putting the nutrients into the body needs to maintain regulation. And so balance is key, keeping our mental well-being and especially our nervous system and spine. The spine houses the nervous system. The nervous system controls everything there is in the body. So if that's not functioning well, you can't have proper allostasis and homeostasis to the point where you're having optimal health. So these are important terms: allostasis, homeostasis. Not going to have a quiz on that, but I want you to understand the concepts. I'm Dr. Jeffrey Clark, and I write a daily wellness blog called Wellness from Within. It costs less than a cup of coffee for the entire month, so I'd love to have you subscribe, because guess what? Your health is worth it. Click on the link below, and we'll see you real soon.